Welcome to the Thought of This podcast.
Episode 17. Welcome. Last episode we did our quarantines. This episode we were thinking about doing something a little bit different. It's been about a month, by the way.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing? School's gonna start soon. I have a job. I'm working at Domino's now. Pretty hyper. Pretty sick.
Hyper?
Pretty sick. I had a guy call last night when I was about to close. And he
we're just really jumping right into it. Huh?
Dude, okay, I gotta talk about this stuff. He was like, he called, he was like, hey, my pizza, girl from Florida.
What?
And I was like, sir, what do you want? He's like, there's nothing wrong with my pizza, but girl from Florida. And I'm like, dude, what? Why did you call girl from Florida? I think someone from Florida sent him a pizza, and he was like calling to like. And then he hung up eventually because I was just on the phone with him for 2 minutes. I was like, sir, what do you want? Help me. Okay, so there's a bunch of brushes on the floor. You know how it is.
As you can see, this is not the same set as usual.
Yeah, so we changed it up. I think it looks better than the couch thing. Also allows us to actually talk to each other instead of just like.
Because before we're talking more towards the camera, but now we can actually have a conversation.
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier to formulate thoughts when you're looking at someone, especially a good friend like Corey.
And I can't say the same, but like I can pretend.
Okay, so yeah, like we said, this episode we're gonna talk about dreams.
We never said that, but this episode.
I think we did.
No, definitely did not say that.
Okay.
This episode we're gonna focus on dreams, and originally Joshua thought we were talking about like dreams and aspirations sort of dreams. No, we're talking about like at night you're sleeping and like you're like, damn, I just woke up and had a sick dream.
Yeah, can we? Okay, let's just talk about like. Do you think dreams hold real merit in the real world?
I mean, it depends on what you're dreaming about. I mean, some dreams I feel like they just don't have meaning. I know a lot of people are like, no, every dream has like a super meaning. Yeah. But like if you're dreaming about like stepping on an ant, like it's not like the ant represents like your talent. It's like
jealousy.
You know,
you're jealous. You stepped on the ant. You stepped on the jealous ant. The jealousy ant. No, dude.
You how dare you step on the? You killed it. Oh. Yeah, no. There's no meaning.
All right, hold on. Let me.
Alright, there's no meaning. There's no meaning in stuff.
It's been a while since we've all hung out. Sorry. There's an hyper.
Those dreams don't have meaning. But if it's a dream about,
especially about like a specific person.
Yeah, it's when you're dreaming about people, or like situations with people.
Can really mean something. I don't know if like.
Well, I think dreams like they definitely represent you and like. Sort of your mindset of the time. So like my old dreams, like back in the day, like before I had a girlfriend, before I had like a really solid friend group, like I was mainly dreaming about like relationships and girls and stuff because like, you know, that was all foreign to me.
I've been doing that a lot recently. Like it's only happened like the past like couple months for me. It's weird. And like, yeah, it's a weird, it's a weird thing.
But now I don't really dream about that anymore because, you know, I sort of have that already. So it's just like, it definitely depends on like where you are at life at the moment, like what sort of you dream about. Because I mean, there was definitely a period of time where like I only dreamed about situations like that, or like situations with like embarrassment and like friends and stuff like that. And now I'm just like more comfortable, so I don't. That's not a thing I think about much. Right. I mean, because dreams are basically what you think of, right? I mean,
yeah, I think
when you're sleeping.
I think dreams stem from just playing out your like primarily. Playing out your field. Wow. Fears. Right? Like let's say you're dreaming about getting food and then a tiger comes. You would be more prepared for that situation. Like, I'm talking about back in hunter-gatherer.
Yeah, you know those
hunter-gatherer
days
of
times when you go and get some Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
And then suddenly tigers start like clawing at your... See, when you dream about that, you're more prepared for a situation like that.
I don't know if I'm going to get Chick-fil-A anymore because they have a lot of bad... things about like a bunch of homophobic shit. It's been going on. You know, they just been like supporting different like conversion therapy, stuff like that.
What's that?
You're trying to turn a person from gay to straight.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like supporting that with funds. Okay.
It's so unfortunate that their food is really good because they really suck.
It is really good. Same thing with like Papa John's. Fuck Papa John's. I work at Domino's.
All them papas out there.
He was racist, so doesn't matter. Papa John was actually racist. Okay.
There was like an interview like after he got like fired from like being the like head of Papa John. He was like, I've had a lot of time. I've eaten a lot of pizza, and I am a better person. I'm like,
okay, right. But I think back to dreams. I think primally, like it was just playing out your fears so you'd be more prepared for them in the real world. So like, let's say you dream about a tiger like trying to get you while you're getting your food, and that it actually happens. You're like more prepared for it.
This is back.
You have more of a healthy fear.
Yeah.
Of it.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I think now like dreams aren't only about fears, if that's what you're saying. Because
no, they're not. But I'm saying I think that's the original. I think that was probably the evolutionary point of it, to have dreams.
I mean, I think
a lot of animals do it because a lot of animals have fears. That's the thing.
Well, I don't think primally we had a choice. That you're
evolutionarily, of course we did.
No.
But a lot of
our brains stay active while we're asleep. If they didn't, we would be dead. That's why we have dreams, because it's our brain continuing to be active.
Yeah, but we don't have to have like actual like events and emotions playing back in our head when we're supposed to be resting, right?
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, I don't know neurology. You're right.
We should state right now, we have no clue the actuality of dreams. This is all just us thinking
I've heard
out
the
loud.
theory before though about the
okay,
dreams.
then I don't know anything about dreams really.
Okay.
I don't know about their meaning. I don't know why they happen. I don't know like what it actually. This is me just like guesstimating in my head. Okay.
Yeah. But
I think you saying that primally it was a choice to dream is not true.
Evolutionary. It was beneficiary. That's I don't like that sentence.
All right, make this shirt. Evolutionary is beneficiary.
No, because a lot of animals do it, right? Dogs do it.
But I don't think that's a choice. Dogs weren't one day like, you know what'll really help us survive?
It evolved over time. That's what evolutionary. That's what evolution. That's what evolution.
That's why evolutionary is beneficiary.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying though. They're scared.
That's gonna be on the live stream now. That's gonna be on.
Josh!
If only the camera was recording.
Dude, you just spit out a whole thing of water. Oh god. Holy crap, your hair's still a little bit wet.
Yes, of course it's wet, because I showered right when y'all got here.
I'm getting my hair dyed pink soon. I'll be on the lookout.
This episode is an absolute crap hole.
Josh, what did you even spit out your water at?
Yeah, what?
We said evolutionary beneficiary, and Josh was like...
Because Josh went... when he was drinking. It went like... and I was like, that's so gonna show up on the camera.
Okay. I keep like leaning forward in my hair like this.
Well, because now we have movement.
Yeah. Okay. It's fun to move. It's nice.
Well, primarily, we had the choice and we evolved to be able to move.
Right.
Okay, so what I think, I don't agree with what you're saying there. I think dreams is just our active minds, and whatever we're thinking of, it appears in like a dreamlike state where it's like sort of a story. I mean, how do your dreams like?
It's not every dream. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, no, I want to ask you like, because I'm very curious. Olivia and I were talking about dreams. Dreams is just like a very easy thing to talk about because it's very interesting. Her dreams are a lot more like the situations are a lot more like realistic, and they are a lot more like gruesome or like somber, I guess, in tone.
That's fears, man.
Well, but like mine aren't. So like, what are your dreams like?
I think that has to do with mental state.
Yeah, I think so too. That's what I was saying. Like where my mental state was.
Yeah, like
it used to be.
Like Abby can sometimes have like really like realistic and scary dreams that are like, it's like, yo, like whoa.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, it reflects really what they're thinking about and how much
at that time.
Yeah, and what they're.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but I think all humans were thinking about basically the same thing back in the hunter-gatherer days.
Okay.
So, therefore, it was just.
But like how is what is the vibe of your dreams? At least right now, like how.
Right now,
Because you said right now you're dreaming about a lot of like relationship-ish
You know,
stuff.
a little bit of some people and stuff, but like I don't know. As of recently, sometimes they're very like a lot of times I fall asleep watching a video.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes like one of the dreams I'm gonna talk about. I think I was listening to a Vsauce video when I like was like waking up from it. So like the ending was kind of narrated by Vsauce. It's weird.
Oh.
It's pretty cool though.
Interesting.
But yeah, I just think it right now they're just kind of I don't know, like nonsensical.
Nonsensical?
Almost. Yeah, some parts are kind of realistic and some parts. I read a thing today that said most dreams are between 2 to 3 seconds long. I don't know what that means. I don't know how they measure that. I don't know how that works.
Well, I mean, I know dreams like happen very rapidly, but that's crazy that if like a dream happens in 2 to 3 seconds in real life, that means you're cycling through like hundreds of dreams.
That's
and
true.
you only remember like one of them.
Right. I don't have a hard time believing it's 2 to 3 seconds. Also, it might just be like a couple images pop into your head, and that's when your brainwaves spike. Because that's how they measure it. Obviously, you have to measure it with like a brainwaveometer.
You know them brainwaveometers.
Yeah. So I'm sure that's how they mostly measured it. And when you have heightened brain waves, it's like
The brainwaveometer spikes.
It's when the brain is active
Mm-hmm.
and showing images.
Well, yeah, I was just very curious because like I know everybody dreams differently,
Yeah.
and everyone dreams about different things. And I know there are some like, well, now I have a surface.
I know it's really fun.
This is very different, but I actually am enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of recurring dreams. Like oftentimes they'll have like a recurring dream. Like I've had a lot of recurring dreams. Most of my recurring dreams are just recurring settings with like different storylines in that setting.
Interesting.
And like for me, I've almost like formed like a dream world, which is weird. Like I always dream about the same school, but it's like not a school that like it exists. It's
is it like parts of Helena and parts of Georgia school?
Somewhat, not really though. It's because the scenery is different. Like none of the hallways look like any hallways that I've been to before. It's all stuff that I sort of formulated, but like I've realized like when I wake up after like dreaming about something at like a school, I realize that it is the same school or at least the same layout. So I think I dream about the same school every time.
Interesting.
And like there's a couple of other things, like I used to dream about the same house. It was like my old house before I moved, but a couple of things were different, and like those couple of things stayed consistent throughout a couple of dreams.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't had many recurring dreams. I think I get deja vu about my dreams sometimes. Like I'll wake up from a dream and be like, I think I've had a similar dream before, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really had like a recurring dream that I can remember like these like really similar events were happening like every time. I just think I get deja vu moments.
Yeah.
Where I think I'm like, I think I've dreamed that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting.
We should talk about lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is a really cool idea.
See, I think lucid dreaming is awesome.
I think it takes a lot of work though.
I don't know, because I don't know how that works. If you don't know what lucid dreaming is, it's basically like you realize that you're in a dream while you're dreaming, and then you can sort of control the dream.
Yeah.
You basically have the realization that you're in a dream, and then you can do whatever in the dream world, apparently.
Yeah, I've never successfally done it.
I've never been able to do that.
Like I've noticed I've been in a dream before, but I've never been able to like physically change my surroundings. Like, cause when I realize I'm in a dream now, I'm like, oh.
And then you wake up.
I think I get excited. I'm like, I'm lucid dreaming, and there's like boom, and I'm out.
Yeah. Well, I know Morgan had this one dream where she kept phasing in and out of realizing that she was dreaming. Like the dream was like I don't remember what the dream was, but she kept saying like, I realized that I was in a dream, and I was like, I got excited, and then like the memory like faded, and then like I kept realizing it back and forth, and she like kept bouncing between that, and then she eventually woke up. But I mean, I think it's easier to lucid dream when you're closer to being awake, because then you're just like kind of on the brink of it, right?
Yeah, but then.
Because that's the closest. But
then you might wake up.
Yeah, I mean that's the closest I've ever gotten. Is
It's like when you're waking up, you're like, oh, I'm dreaming.
Yeah. That I mean, I I wish I could be able to do something like that.
Have you ever flew in your dreams?
Like
a bird.
Like like a bird. You know, like with wings.
Well, there's also like plane flying.
No, I don't. I have never flown in a dream, which is weird.
I know, it's like a common thing that people do. I haven't done it either.
I haven't.
My dad was talking about it to me a couple weeks ago.
I think maybe I've like for some reason I recall like maybe jumping out of a plane or like free falling or something, but I've never like flown. I know Nana, my grandma on my mom's side, she says that she used to be able to realize that she was dreaming in like a horror, like a nightmare, and she would like fly away from the monster. And it was like a recurring dream that happened, and eventually she figured out that it was a recurring dream, and then she imagined herself sprouting wings and flying away in the dream, and it happened.
That's pretty cool.
It really cool. So then she didn't have that nightmare anymore.
The whole dream narrative. There's an episode of Rick and Morty about dreams. It's pretty cool. I think it's like it's the second one.
I've never watched Rick and Morty.
It's good. Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of different things to think about, because I do think there is a lot of hidden meaning in dreams, but it just depends on like the dream.
I have a lot of chase dreams.
Chase dreams?
Yeah, like where something's chasing me.
Yeah.
But it's almost like I'm like a really cool guy, because I'm like I just like escape from it. Like I'm like really fast, and I'm gonna duck around shit.
Do you think that's just like your self-image of what you think of yourself?
Yes. I 100% think that. Yeah.
You think you're like the guy with like the shades who's like, I'm here and I'm here to save the day.
Yeah. I almost want to be like I want to be like a crazy side character in a movie almost. You know what I mean? That's like there. He's like.
What I'm imagining is like that extra that keeps showing up, and like the audience likes him so much that they end up putting him in the writing. That's what I'm feeling.
I'm just like. Yeah. I'm like, hey guys. It's exactly what. Yeah. It's exactly. Okay, maybe we should get into the dreams now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should go into some specifics.
He has some on his old phone as well.
Yeah. So this is my new phone. I started recording my dreams a little bit ago. Mm-hmm. There was a stretch on my old phone where I recorded dreams for like a year and a half. Basically almost the lifespan of what I used that phone.
We started planning this episode like months ago, and we were like gonna record our dreams, and then we just got too lazy to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I kept up with.
I recorded a couple of interesting ones, but every time I have a dream, which I probably should do it every time I remember a dream at all, I should probably write it down.
Yeah.
But I don't. I just don't sometimes because you're so tired.
Well, yeah.
You're literally waking up.
If you want to be able to like have a huge thing of all your dreams and everything, when you wake up and because the first thing I think of is like, I don't want to record the dream, and then I think about like whether or not I should record it, whether or not it's like interesting enough, and by the time I even like decide, you're
already losing details.
So. If when you wake up and you remember a dream, no matter how boring you think it is, record it.
Especially if you want to like lucid dream.
Yeah. The more I get into recording, because I haven't recorded, like the last one that I've been able to record was like 2 months ago. But like the more dreams I record, the more I start to remember them, and the more that I come closer to lucid dreaming, but it's never happened. But yeah, I have a lot of dreams in here. The latest one is like the earliest one is like 4 months ago. Most of the really old ones are in my old phone. I'll grab that afterwards. But like all of them are like situations, like the way I dream. All of them are like situations that could happen in real life, but are just a little bit off. That's basically.
Mine are kind of similar, but they're like. It's almost like it's like a book or a movie plot. Mm-hmm. Where I'm like. Yeah, and like that's a lot of the chase dreams. I feel like everyone's like a character.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I'll talk about one in a second.
Mm-hmm. I mean, most of mine are just like situations. This one. Also, like I know a friend in Georgia. He only writes down like 1 or 2 sentences for dreams if he barely remembers them. Even doing that is still
massively help you.
Yeah, like even if you barely remember anything, you wake up and you're like. All I remember is like there was like a beast or something and a person that I sort of knew. Write that down, like put it down, because once you start typing, you'll start remembering stuff from the dream again. Yeah. But I'm just gonna read this one. It was called. I titled it Morgan Hare Inception. I don't know why I titled it that.
Awesome.
I don't even know what Inception, whatever. This was like me waking up, so obviously I titled it like when I was tired.
That's a big one. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this one's pretty substantial.
Just read it out and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. So I'll just start. And this was from March 21st, 2020. I was in a big dining room. There were many tables set up, most of them old-timey and regal. They had a red velvet cushion on the seats with elaborate wood carvings. I ran down the second level of the dining area and over to Morgan. I noticed her from a distance and saw that she dyed the end of her hair. She also cut it a bit shorter and curled it slightly. It looked pretty cool. There was a guy next to her. He was holding scissors and told me jokingly that Morgan allowed him to try and cut her hair. I asked Morgan, and I don't remember like any of what I wrote. I asked Morgan if this was really okay, and she said that it was because she wanted her hair a bit shorter. He proceeded to cut, and he was very unconfident and unskilled, and he messed up right off the bat. He then cut too much hair around her ears, and I was freaking out. I felt very sick watching, so I sat down on one of the chairs. I was trying to convince myself that everything would be okay. I told myself that I would still love her regardless of what her hair looked like. I had my head buried in my hands and waited for the pain to stop. Oh my gosh.
What? What pain? Wait, what? Where's the pain from?
The pain was from watching her get her hair cut badly. Again, this
guy was just like, You're like, no!
Apparently I was very upset. But this is when it gets interesting. I even said, this is when it gets interesting. like I can see the word interesting. And then I woke up. I said, then I woke up. But not actually. I woke up, but was still in my dream. And that never happened before.
Air quotes.
Cool.
Air quotes.
Mm-hmm. I used air quotes because I didn't actually. I walked downstairs to try and record the dream I just had. Nana was there and watched as I opened the app on the TV. The app was updated heavily and was a lot worse. As I was trying to record my dream, it would show an approximation of what the dream looked like in movie form.
That's fire.
That's so awesome.
That's the coolest shit I've ever heard.
It sounded cool in theory, but it would continuously change the dream multiple times to make the story more interesting. By the time I finished recording, my dream was entirely twisted to be something different. The dream played like a children's storybook. Nana was also visibly upset at how bad the app was and told me to try and get a different one. I tried to use my phone instead, but it was still not right. The app was changed and I was very frustrated. The dream becomes fuzzy, and then I said, I remember that the Morgan hair part of the dream so vividly. I remember how the guy cut at an angle at the bottom of her hair. I remember the seats and what I sat in. I remember how big the dining area was and how I came from the upper level where booths were set up of similar fashion. I remember what Morgan's hair looked like perfectly. I rarely have such clarity of a dream after I wake up, so I'm making sure I hold on to this dream for as long as possible.
Okay.
Reading out that dream, I do remember what I saw.
Okay. So, was it like a hotel dining room?
It was more of like a fancy ball dining room.
Right, like the one in The Shining.
I don't remember about The Shining.
It was like the completely empty one, and then he imagined all the people in it.
There was a lot of people. It was like a combination of a really fancy dining room and like the cafeteria, where like the tables were like set up like cafeteria tables, and there was like lines on the
Were they like
bottom
circular tables?
area. No. I don't remember, because my dreams sort of like change the location slightly in order to fit the narrative as they continue. So I don't really remember. I feel like there might have been circular tables, so I'm not exactly sure. But I do remember I was on like the upper level, and there was like a balcony like surrounding the upper level, and then like there were stairs going down, and like it was all like the wood like furniture was like dark and stained, and then there was like red cushions, like red velvet cushions. It was very
like a fancy restaurant,
like posh-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
It was very, very interesting. But like I wouldn't have remembered that if I recorded it, right? As soon as you record your dream, you'll remember it regardless.
It's the same thing with like writing anything down.
Yeah, I mean,
like, cause I'll think of stuff in the shower all the time, and I'll be like, sometimes when it's really like really important, I'll get out of the shower and I'll type it on my phone, cause I'll know I'll forget. Because in the shower, you're just thinking, like, you just think constantly, because that's all you're doing. Bro, what do you do? Do you ever sit down in the shower?
Do I ever sit down in the shower?
Yeah.
No.
See, I do when I sit down in the shower and I
Josh is still laughing at you hitting your
bro, I get my head wet and I just like sit down for like 5 minutes and I wash my hair and then I stand up and I wash my body.
Do you want to go into shower details? Because I'll tell you how I shower. I shower basically the same way every single time.
Dude.
I go into the shower, I turn on the water and everything, and I get it to like 25% of the whatever.
I turn it all the way up.
All the way up.
But
Scalding hot?
It's not though, because you guys use city water, right?
Yeah.
And like your water heater's probably better than mine. But we use we have a well. We use well water. So mine isn't like that. Like it's pretty hot, but it's not like when I go to my beach house, I turn it all the way up still, and I get in and I'm like, it
like burns.
Yeah, I don't know how. I wish I could know the temperature of like the one I use at home because it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I shower the same way. I always like crouch towards like the where the water comes out of. Before I turn on the shower head, I like stick my head underneath that to like get it all wet and everything. And
before you turn on the shower head?
Yeah, before I turn on like the top shower head, I get my head wet at the
faucet.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why.
That is the dumbest thing.
I do it pretty much every time.
Why would you like? Versus just being like, okay, I'm gonna get in the shower.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
That's so weird.
I have a system.
You should change it.
and then I turn on the shower head, and the shower head is a little bit cooler than the faucet, so I turn the heat up slightly, and if I have to shampoo, I shampoo, but usually I just use conditioner. I don't wash my hair with shampoo as much as I used to because it dries it out.
It's like 1 out of 3 you do shampoo? Or is
it like I do it like twice a week maybe.
Yeah, 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I always put in the conditioner first because the conditioner needs to sit there for a little bit, and then I wash my face with the weird face wash stuff that I have. Then I do body wash, and then I rinse my hair afterwards. So the shampoo.
Your acne has gotten a lot better. It's like since you first shaved. I just noticed that.
Yeah, I mean.
It's a lot less like.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed already, if you're like, that guy looks different, I shaved. That's why.
That shirt's fire, by the way. Also, you got it for $6, $8?
$8.
$8 at Ross. I got this one for $2 at the Foundry.
$2.
Right? So sick. I think there's a little stain on it now, but maybe it's just wet. I don't know. It's a sick shirt. It's a great basic.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
You shower.
That's how I shower.
Nice.
Sick. It's pretty simple. After I get out of the shower, I put the special like hair product in my hair. Right. And I'll usually shave if I don't know. It depends on if I'm like lazy or not. Because now I'm starting to keep up with shaving and I'm using a traditional razor, so it's a lot different than.
I'm starting to get chin hairs, so it's like. Wow. Yeah, right. So I don't know if I should like shave them because you can't really see them.
No.
I do shave my mustache every like 1 or 2 weeks, but. Okay. Anyway, back to dreams. We're talking about that one. Kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know if it means anything. I don't know if it means anything.
I don't know if it's necessarily interesting as much as it's just like kind of weird. The only thing I could think of like the meaning is like because I
just something bad happening to Morgan. It's weird.
Yeah, I guess it's like what because I personally I don't like the whole like dyed hair look, but it's whatever. So I guess that seeing her have dyed hair was a little bit weird, but I clarified that like
it's weird they talked about
I was fine with it because I said it looked pretty cool, and that was me saying like I was fine with it because I mean I'm gonna support. Cause basically I think I'm gonna support Morgan in whatever she does, but like I'm still gonna have those thoughts of like kind of wish that didn't happen or whatever. I don't know. I don't really know what the dream means. And I think it was really weird because it was basically like a 2-part dream with like me waking up but still being in the dream.
Yeah.
And I think
weird that thing.
That happened, I think, because I almost woke up in actuality and then I didn't. but my mind was still thinking, oh, I have to record that dream when I wake up.
Yeah, it's like when you wake up for school and then you get dressed and you get in your car and then it's like,
no. You're like, oh, I gotta go back. I gotta wake up again. But I mean, that's just like one of many. I think I have like 20 or so.
Yeah. Here, I'll talk about mine.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm sure you don't record as long as I do.
Yeah, it's kind of long.
Because I feel I like writing, and I make sure to write down every detail.
Yeah, it's not that long. It's only that long.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about in between it.
Mm-hmm.
I titled it Weird Dream. I was at my beach house and like, then it's just kind of weird to say. The nights there feel like a lot lonelier, even though my parents are still there.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel a lot lonelier because I think I have less windows and it's a less familiar room.
Yeah.
I just feel like lonelier.
Well, and you're away from.
It's just me and away from my friends and stuff. So I think my dreams I think they're just weirder there.
Okay, interesting.
And maybe even more vivid. I was running through a loop of some kind and stepped on tree stumps that made specific noises. It was like I was running a track or something.
Yeah.
But the tree stump made like I think one of them made a noise. This is gonna sound stupid. Made a noise like Robin Williams.
What?
Like it was like oh. Every time I stepped on.
So it was like a soundboard, but with stumps on the ground.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And it was like 4 stumps, and it was like oh, and then there's like 3 other ones. I don't remember them. I was with 2 other people, but I had the feeling we were trying to escape and more people were coming. They were in front of me, and I eventually caught up. We climbed up a hill. So when I mean we climbed, I think I was also kind of chasing them a little bit. Because I thought there was more people or whatever, but I also was chasing them. And they started climbing up a hill, and it was like a pretty steep hill. And they climbed up on both sides where there was grass, and then there was the concrete place in the middle where there was a rope. And I used the rope and I caught up to them because I was like using the rope and my legs because that's how steep the hill was. So we climbed up the hill, and at the top there was a well. But when I say well, it was like a big bottomless pit.
Oh.
And engraved in it was the word fall, like on the side of the well that I could see, like engraved in the stone.
Inside or outside?
Well, the well wasn't standing up like that. It was literally just a hole in the ground.
Oh, it's just a hole.
Big hole in the ground. And the well looked bottomless, but they both jumped in, and I couldn't see them anymore. So I jumped in. I said it was kind of like the void in Minecraft, where you can kind of see little sparkles and stuff. And
I've been relating all of this dream to Minecraft so far. I was thinking the note blocks when you were talking about the stump soundboard thing. Yeah. And then I was thinking of like a Minecraft well.
So basically I jumped in, I got past the point of no return where the well wasn't there anymore and it was just void. Mm-hmm. Gravity completely switched. Started going back up. Right? And then, as I was getting to the top of the well again, gravity switched again and went sideways and there was a hole in the well. Right? And I was going through the hole in the well.
Hole in the side of the hole of the well.
A hole in the side of like the well part, and then there was a hole in the side of it that I didn't see before. I turned sideways and I was falling through that, and I like went past some rats eating something as I was falling through it. Weird. Okay. And
pause. Weird.
And I think I went into a camera lens.
Josh? Josh's camera?
Yeah, but I think I went into a camera lens almost.
Mm.
And
wait, sorry for interrupting. When was this dream recorded? Do you not have date?
July 3rd.
Oh, okay. Oh, so relatively recent.
Yeah. It was actually, I told you it was a dream of the beach house.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know how recent because you've gone to the beach house quite a bit. So.
Yeah. And then Vsauce came in and narrated like the end of it. Like he was like, you know how at the end of his videos he has like, you watched it. What?
I don't watch him.
They're such good videos, dude. I used them. How did it come back? I used them to fall asleep like 4 out of 5 nights.
4 out of 5 nights.
I'll just click on one that I've heard 100 times before, and I'm just like, it's nice. But he has like a really interesting thing at the end where he like ties it back, and he's like, oh, by the way, this is this. And that's how I kind of felt like he was narrating like the end of some like really interesting movie. That was like the camera lens is supposed to represent something, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
Gotcha.
The whole thing felt like a movie, but I only remembered the end of it. So like the whole running through a loop thing, it was a lot before it.
Yeah, that's usually I wake up and I think about. There's like a point where I remember, and then I don't remember anything like before that point.
Josh, don't fucking touch that bottle again, I swear to God. I cannot believe you spit out your goddamn water.
My nose burns so bad. My left short is like soaked.
Oh yeah, I mean you. It was a spit take.
And I think some came out of my nose too. Not gonna lie.
I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
Okay, what were you saying?
I don't even remember what I was saying at all.
About the dream, the ending, Vsauce.
Ending Vsauce. Nope, don't remember. It wasn't that important because I don't remember it at all.
So the dream felt kind of weird. It felt like one of those dreams where it had a very like.
Oh, I remember what I was saying. Sorry. Like I have the same thing too, where like I know the dream had a lot before it, but like I don't remember anything.
Yeah,
before
you can't, man.
It's so difficult.
I hate it.
Because the dreams are very long sometimes.
Dude, I just wish I had a camera with me. I could watch it back some nights.
Yeah. Some nights like those dreams, like I wish I had more detail. Because you wake up and you're like, dude. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, that was an awesome dream. I don't remember any of it, but like, I was enjoying myself so much in that dream.
The next day I had a dream that I was like in a house with like a bunch of kids, and then I like escaped the house. Weird dream.
Are all of your dreams like running away or escaping something?
Not always. Sometimes just pretty normal. I'm just hanging out with friends.
In the dream?
Yeah. Like I had a dream. I think it was either yesterday or like last night or the night before that I remember Jay was in, and I was like, "Yo, dude, you're back," because he's been away for a couple months.
Yeah.
That's the only part I remember in the whole dream.
Yo, dude, you're back.
He's like, "Yo, oh." Last night I had a dream where I was at this like. It's so hard to describe. It was with basically all my friends, so it was last night that Jay was there. I was with all my friends.
Okay.
And we were at this house, and it was like this weird. It felt very tribal, and like old timey, but like old timey.
Yeah.
Where it was like
a shack.
Like ceremonial type stuff. So like.
Oh my gosh.
But like people were just doing like drugs and stuff. Very weird. And I remember like right when I was about to wake up, this girl. I don't even know who she was. I was like talking to her, and I was like, "Yeah, cool. Can I?" I was like looking at a box of stuff, and it was some sort of drug. And I looked at it, and she was like, "You want me to buy it for you?" And I was like, "Sure, that's fine." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, how much did it cost, by the way?" She was like, "Oh, the smallest one's $1,000." And I was like, "What? This cost $1,000?" She was like, "No, that one cost $1,600." And it was something literally. You've played Minecraft. You know what a totem of undying is?
Yes.
Okay. It looked basically like a very small version of that.
How do you take a drug?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to smoke it or something. I don't know. Anyway, that was all I remember from that dream, basically.
That's crazy.
Also, I remember some sort of sadness because I didn't feel like my friends liked me that much. But that was basically it.
Well, I think it's interesting that you bring up you said the girl you've never seen before, right?
Right.
Or you're just trying to keep it like.
No, I actually haven't seen it before.
There's some times where like, most of my dreams have people that I know in real life, but there are some people that I dream about that are totally like never seen them before.
But you feel like you could see them.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you could totally be in a situation with that
like
person.
in that Morgan hair dream, the person cutting Morgan's hair, never seen that person.
Was he like your age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never seen that person before.
Weird thing is, a lot of them are like very close to my age or like early 20s.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't really dream about a whole lot of old people that I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I barely dream about old people, honestly. Maybe it's just because we're teenagers and we're just thinking about our
Age
generation
group,
a lot.
yeah.
I wonder if like when you get older you dream about that age group a lot. I don't know. I feel like old people lose their imagination now, so they don't dream as much.
Well, I kind of want to jump into this one.
Does that mean to say? Holy shit.
Sorry.
That one's so long.
I can cut it short.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Dude, look, podcast long form. It's good. We talked about this a lot. Podcast long form. Hopefully we be doing more videos in the future, like different, like maybe some skits. Yeah. Josh is starting his internship soon, though. It's gonna be sick. He took a COVID test yesterday, negative. Corey had a COVID test, negative. I haven't had one yet. I probably got it.
Yeah, probably. We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Oh, I kind of don't feel.
I just throw up.
It just. Yeah.
Just COVID juice.
COVID. What is happening?
And now it's time for our sponsor.
Snickles.
Snickles. What the
Dude, your pant leg is so long.
I know, bro.
So
long ass string, by the way.
Yeah, this one's pretty long. But I think this one's very interesting. Okay, to be honest, dreams are based off of like what you're thinking about, and I think about Morgan a lot. So Morgan's like, you know, it's almost like I'm with her or something.
I know what you mean.
But like, so she's also in this one. But I think this one's very interesting because I remember the scenery very well. Again, and for most of my dreams, the scenery doesn't change rapidly. It's like a pretty stationary scenery. Maybe just like a couple of like details will change just to like, you know, advance the plot in the dream or something. But like most of my dreams locations are very like simple, and I remember them and they don't change. So I'll just jump into it. I called this one Hotel Record Breaker. This was May 16th of 2020. And I'll start it off. I was at this hotel with a bunch of friends. It overlooked a beach and had many band students there. Morgan was also there with much of bowling, so you might have been there. I think you were. I'm not sure.
It's cool when you're in someone else's dream.
I decided to go out to the beach and look at the sunset. The sky was a beautiful orange hue. Morgan noticed me and walked outside too. She sat right next to me. She then talked about what her friends were doing before hanging out back in their rooms for the night. So they were like, the friends went back into their room and just, you know, chilled out. She then mentioned that there was an old school arcade. I asked her if she could show me where it was. We walked back into the entrance. She said no. End of dream. Yeah, I asked her if she could show me where it was. We walked back into the entrance of the hotel and went down a small flight of stairs that led to a couple of different rooms. So if you imagine like a split level home, in the entrance of the hotel, it was just down
like Ace's
or
house.
up.
Ace's old house.
Yeah, and up was like
dad's house.
Yeah, up was rooms, and then down was just like a weird area where there was like places to eat and like a bunch of random stuff, like this small arcade room
I'm almost
that I'm about
thinking
to.
like, you know, you read Percy Jackson. You remember when they went to the Lotus Hotel?
Yeah, that honestly it has a very similar vibe of the Lotus Hotel.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people don't know, but like, yeah,
the movie. If you've seen the movie, it's not really like the movie. Like in the book, the Lotus Hotel is like way better because they get the cards and stuff. Like they get the card. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so we walked into the entrance of the hotel and went down a small flight of stairs that led to a couple of different rooms. One room was a candy coffee shop. The other room was the arcade. We walked in and she showed me the games that they played. Her being like her soccer friends. I remember it was her soccer friends and not bowling specifically. I sat down and watched her play a game, and then the owner told me to get up and try this game. I politely declined, but he didn't take no for an answer. He said that I was going to play the game, and I decided not to argue. I booted up the game. It started in an open city. I was in a car, and other vehicles were chasing after me. I had one shooting weapon on the top of my vehicle. I was driving around the open city trying not to get hit. Shooting weapon. This is sleepy Corey, okay?
I had one shooting weapon.
Well, I don't think it was necessarily a gun.
It could have been a bow.
It was some sort of like shooting weapon. I don't know.
Projectile weapon.
Projectile weapon.
It's a rocket launcher.
Dude, totally.
Dude,
totally.
Dude.
Dude,
Definitely calling that.
no one knows those references.
I know. I don't
Put it in link in description, Josh.
Link
in description for the video that we're referencing.
Yeah. I don't want to say the name of the video.
No, for obvious reasons. Still link in description.
Link in description.
All right. So blah blah blah. It was weird because I remember this dream, like the game, and like me. When I started playing the game, it was almost like like I was watching myself play the game sometimes, which was interesting. And then I went back into like myself. Mm-hmm. Some dreams, like most of my dreams, like go in between like me having a first person view and like a third person view.
Right.
So I was driving around the open city trying not to get hit. It's sort of like that one game that looks the same as Crossy Roads or something. It's like that car game where you're just like running a story.
Smashy Road Wanted?
Yeah, that or whatever.
I played that yesterday.
Like that. Really?
Yes.
Not our sponsor though.
Not sponsored. It's Nichols.
Good game.
Nichols.
Nichols.
At one point, I drifted and swerved away from an edge, and the cars following me flew to their deaths. I felt like the game was pretty easy and actually really fun. At this point, Morgan was watching me. The owner was talking to someone else about this game and said that no one who has played it has managed to beat it. And then he noticed that I actually beat the first half of the game. That's when he started to get really excited. The second phase of the game started. I had to jump over objects while continuously moving forward. It was like a temple run game, but with only one lane. I didn't understand the controls and ended up dying, but still had one life left. I looked over at Morgan. She seemed to be a bit bored and looked like she wanted to leave, but I wanted to beat the game. I started the second phase back up and continued through the game with my new experience. The owner was ecstatic. I was nervous, but got in the zone. I jumped over each object carefully and leaped between platforms with precision. Finally, the game had ended and I had won. The owner was excited and talked to the other customer about how I must have gotten lucky on the first phase. Apparently, this game was notorious for being impossible to beat. Morgan was beginning to walk out, but I told her that I would be there in just a second. I felt bad that I was keeping her waiting for so long, and I could tell she was getting restless and uninterested. The owner continued to talk about the game and then showed me the leaderboards. He then continued by showing how fast a speedrun of the game was completed. It was around 2 minutes, far ahead of my time. Mm-hmm. I then woke up. I still feel bad for keeping Morgan waiting for so long. Mm-hmm. The hotel, I think, was a recurring place. The dream was very long and had much before the beach scene, but I can't remember the details. Wow, okay, so two things that I already brought up. I said, first of all, that I think the hotel was a recurring place. Mm-hmm. Like, I felt like I've been there before in a previous dream. And then I also said that there was much before the beach scene, but I don't remember it.
There's a beach scene?
The beach scene in the very beginning where, like, Morgan walked over to me when I was watching the sunset with the orange hue.
Don't even remember that. Sounds pretty like a pretty normal dream, though.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was a really awesome dream and much better than the uneasy one I had last time. The dream also felt super real. It was extremely vivid. Apparently I had an uneasy dream last time.
Apparently.
But I think the thing to point out in that one specifically is the fact that after my dream I felt really bad for leaving Morgan bored. And I think that has something to do with, like, my mindset. Like, I don't ever want to, like, leave Morgan feeling bored or, like, wanting her to do something else. I want to, like, you know.
Yeah, it's probably something that you did in the past that you kind of feel bad about now, but you don't really remember it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. I mean, I do a lot of self-reflection, and I always try to, like, better myself or whatever. So I think through my dreams, I actually do learn some things like that, where I want to make sure that I'm putting myself in Morgan's shoes when I'm doing something, I guess. I don't know. So that dream was very interesting. I remember most of the scenery very well. And I also think the setting was really cool. The fact that it was like, there was multiple different levels to it, and I felt like there was a lot more that happened before that I don't remember. And I'm really upset that I didn't remember, because it was really cool. I just thought about the period before at the beach and then went into the second part of the dream. So
I'm looking for one, but I don't have one in place.
So I think we have a really good connection here.
Yeah, totally.
I want to go back for, I think, date 2. You think we're gonna do?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, maybe you should get up now.
Yeah.
Thomas, this is a serious podcast.
Stop.
Beneficiary.
Evolutionary's beneficiary, by the way.
I literally don't remember. Oh, we're gonna do song of the week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Song of the week. This is a new thing. Don't Josh. Edit it.
Just put the song. Put it up.
Like a song, like imagination and SpongeBob. Song of the week.
Song of the week. Don't do of the week like what he said. Not of the week. Of the week. Got it?
Song of the week.
Song of the week.
Song of the week.
Song of the week.
So, my answer
Your answer
is.
your song of the week, not answer. This is not a question.
What's that game show that does the doon.
Jeopardy?
Yeah. No. But it's a different one. It's just like the default like building suspense music was like doon. Like I don't know how to do
Deal
it.
or no deal?
It's
Little
look,
Snickle or no snickle?
Look, I can find it. I can find it.
Snickly or snackly?
Oh my god. Snickly extra pickly.
Snickle a little bigger.
Do you wish your snickle was bigger?
Why are you looking for this right now? This
I'm gonna
doesn't
find
mean
it.
anything
I'm gonna
for
find
the
it.
song
Is
of
it
the
this
week.
one? It's this one. This is not it. What were we gonna use the suspenseful music for?
Okay.
I don't know! That's what I've been saying this whole
Oh, right. I was just gonna play it before I said my thing.
I'll call you Snickle.
What? Josh!
You better not be recording.
That's not what I said.
That has to be what you said.
You literally were typing.
There's no way it could have been anything else. We can't keep that in. For so many reasons. Is it still recording?
I'm cutting all this out. Melting this out.
I want to save that clip somewhere. It's so
If you
good.
bleep it out,
It won't have its value though. It won't be as fun. It loses 250.
No, it's fine. We'll still be laughing.
yeah, it'll still be funny.
Okay.
This is just
Snickle.
we were trying to do the song of the week, and what is even happening?
Hold up.
I'll say it again.
Yeah, much.
I didn't get them.
It's not working. It's not working. It's not working.
Oh my god.
My song of the week is Dr. Whoever by Amine. Guys, you're so loud.
They're just listening to it and they're like, they have headphones in. And it's just like, by me day. And it's like,
Okay. Anyway, song's really good.
well, of course, otherwise.
It's his intro track to his album 1.5. Great album. It's kind of cool because I showed it to Carrington because she doesn't like when people talk about her birthday, like she doesn't celebrate it. And there's like an anecdote by a guy at the beginning of it about people like that, and so I sent it to her, and now she likes the song. So
Why does she not?
I talked to her. I had a big conversation with her about it last night. It was interesting, for sure.
Because why
We
would
shouldn't
she?
we shouldn't get into it.
Okay. Alright.
We shouldn't get into it.
Regardless. So, my song of the week is...
Cannot believe Josh.
I don't even... We can't keep the majority of that.
I don't think any of that is going in. I'm not gonna lie.
So my song of the week is Bonfire by Childish Gambino. I'm
You
choosing.
have 2 songs on that playlist.
That's all so far. Like I'm slow to
I like
adding songs.
Bonfire.
I'm slow to adding songs on playlists.
That's not the wrong. That's not the wrong. That's the wrong one. That's wrong.
That's exactly all.
That's what. That's what.
That's the wrong one though.
I don't know.
His other one. Hold on.
Honestly, I've heard the song only a couple of times, but every time I've heard it, I've really liked it. I don't remember how the beat goes right now, just because, you know.
Redbone is a song.
Oh, Redbone is much different. We can't play that.
Copyrighted.
It's fine. We played the doom.
We're gonna get copyright struck just for that, like 2 seconds.
You know, it won't get copyrighted.
Bonfire. Stop. Stop.
Okay.
So uncomfortable.
Let's talk about Camp Bonfire.
There's so many cuts.
Yeah, you're making more work for yourself later.
It's fine.
Is it?
No.
It's not gonna be fine later.
It's fine.
Right now, it's fine.
You're like,
because
guys,
you're
I
having a
stood
good
up for like 10 hours editing this.
time. And we're gonna be like, well, Josh, you kept laughing and spitting out water, and
I'm playing Snake League.
Josh, come on, dude. This is serious.
Oh my god, yo, chill.
dude.
But it's fine. It was plastic.
We need to, like... every time we don't do a podcast for a long time.
It's just like so energetic. Thank God we didn't have another person. We gotta get another person soon, though.
Well, how would we get another person with this set?
2 more people.
Bring in the chair.
Just place it right here.
It's just sitting on it the whole time.
Should we have? Okay, this is
The
okay.
$20 bill underneath your foot.
Yeah.
Bonfire. It's a good song. I like it because I think Childish Gambino is a fantastic artist.
Good actor too.
The end.
All right, that was the episode about dreams, guys. Tell me how much you enjoyed it.
Put it. If you want, okay. If you want a second episode about dreams, because I have a whole nother phone with a ton more dreams that are a lot older. If you want a second one,
I don't.
if you want a second one, I don't.
Josh, stop.
I'm done. I'm done.
I bet you weren't done.
I am done. I am done now.
Okay.
I promise. I'm fine. It's okay. Yo, I can't stop.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you guys for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment.
Leave a like. Comments and any questions. Sorry, I'm not in front. Any questions you guys have? Yeah, do that. You know, we're doing good. I like this podcast a lot. It's fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
We appreciate.
I really enjoyed it.
Alright. Thank you guys for watching. This has been episode 17 of The Thought of This.
17.